Hey guys, I hope you like that intro. Today I have two paintings for you in this one video, and yeah, so I'm gonna talk about one cool announcement about future videos, and also talk about paintings as they're going on. So we're gonna start with the announcement. Llama Freak is another small-ish YouTuber artist on YouTube, and we are doing a collab together shortly. And the reason I don't have a finished piece for you this week is because next week and the week after that, hopefully, I will have two more finished pieces for each video, obviously. One of which I've already completed and was going to be the video for this week, but is going towards that collab. So this week and next week, look for two new pieces, both part of the collab, and make sure to go check out Llama Freak's channel to see his side once they come out. So yeah. And we're on to talking about the painting. So with this one, it was pretty quick. It probably took me like 20 minutes or so. I just saw these clouds in a picture online, and you know, sort of imagined that they were faces or something, kind of like that scene from the Harry Potter movie, where Voldemort's skull, just a skull like the Dark Mark, sort of flies out of the clouds, and it's all creepy and stuff. So I thought I'd try to do a paint over of this picture and sort of replace the clouds, bubble looking things with skulls, and I think it actually turned out, you know, okay. It got the idea across. So yeah, this was pretty fun to do, and photo manipulation and starting from a photo base is sometimes a really critical part of concept art, and as it may be a future career path for me, you know, it's important to try stuff like this out. So yeah, that's this piece. Be back with you once the next one starts. So this one I just sort of scribbled around with to start, and I don't know how I ended up with this, but yeah, I started with just this sort of bluish and grayish thing, and then here's me sort of sketching the ideas out. And this guy was supposed to have a pose like he was, like, I don't know, shooting a beam upwards with magic or something like that. And he was supposed to be part of like an explosion or something. So right here it's kind of like black and white. I'm just working with shades of this navy color to sort of block in the values that I want to use for the painting. But I don't know, it feels like when you use just pure black and white, it kind of takes away a little bit of the life. So I thought I'd just start with this navy color, and I think it worked out fine. It didn't really cause any problems, and I still got the values right. Oh, and there I am. Moving it to complete black and white. Moving it to complete black and white, and you can see how that kind of sucks a little bit of the life out of it. But I just wanted to get these horses' values a little bit more accurate, and admittedly, it doesn't even really look much like a horse, but again, this is still sort of a really, really rough painting that I'm using just as a filler for this video, because, you know, I don't have a piece this week, really, for you guys, but, you know, 2 more in the next 2 weeks, so I think I kind of make it up. So there I am, putting some light rays and stuff in the trees, but I think I eventually removed all of that fancy lighting stuff, because that's really a final step and not a first step to take. And you know, you usually get those light rays and clouds and stuff, and trees really don't have that effect in them, so it wasn't really realistic in any way, so I ended up removing those. There I am, zooming in, trying to get the poses right, and you know, adding debris and such, trying to finalize up the explosion. Well, I say finalize, I mean like sort of figure out what it's doing. It's nowhere near final at all. But yeah. And then here, I think I got the pose okay, but I can't really tell whether it looks like the guy is like being blown to bits by the explosion, or is actually in the middle of the explosion, sort of like causing it by some magical means or something. So here I just added like treads to the road a little bit, and I think those eventually get covered up. I also tried to add some rocks to, emphasize the dramatic lighting in the scene. And there I am. I'm gonna finally warm up the lighting and stuff. So, because the explosion is like yellow, reddish light, I guess. It's kind of, I don't know. You see it. So it's that color light, and the effect of that light that would have on the trees would be warming them up, and it also is good because warm light and cool shadows is something you see outdoors a lot because of the sun being very bright and very warm, and the sky being the secondary light source being very cool and not so bright. So you see that sky color sort of get into the shadows, and adding warm highlights and cool shadows really makes a piece, I don't know, look natural and sort of work well together. And here I am sort of clearing up the trees because, right before this, it looked like he was just sort of standing in a weird dead-ended dirt road, and I just want to kind of make it clear that the path extends past where he is, and he's standing in the middle of a continuous road exploding. So, yeah. And there I am. I'm just gonna sort of finishing everything up, and yeah, just defining everything a little bit more, just making sure I get the idea completely out of my head, because this is what could be considered an imaginative color study. So I'm kind of, I'm making up all the shapes and colors and values just straight up out of my head. So it's a good exercise, and you could also just call it painting something. So anyway, I'm just, making sure I get the general idea out of my head so I can go on and work on something else without, thinking about this too much. Okay, so I really warmed up the area that the explosion was coming from, and cooled down everything else, and also brightened it up. And here I am adding the horse on the other side, and giving it some fancy outlines and stuff, and defining it a little bit more. At this point I could have stopped and it wouldn't have really made a difference, but yeah, I'm just finishing it up. Okay, well that's it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below on anything you guys want me to do, and check me out on all of my social media. I also have a website where I post a blog. I'll probably have a blog post up about one or both of these pieces by the end of this video, or by the time that it's posted. So yeah, please go check me out there, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.